You know who else is getting tired of the go along, get along game? Lamar himself. Spaya. Come on, man. Look at he swapped that man. Look at that man. Hey, look, his eyes rolling in the back of his head from that shit.
What more can I say?
Top Billin. Yo, top Billin to ya. Aight, y'all. Flock, Wall Street, Ravens Nation, everybody from Virginia, the district in Maryland, stand up for your boy. Stand up for Action Jackson. Stand up for the Baltimore Ravens. Hell, stand up for my Washington football team. Don't stand up for Virginia Tech, man. They straight let your boy down. But you get what I'm saying right there, man. Such a great weekend of action there. Great win by the Baltimore Ravens, finally getting over that hump, beating the Kansas City Chiefs, right? The Kings, right? You got to take it to the king. To beat a man, you have to beat the man, and that's exactly what they did, at least here in this particular regular season game. Now, people will poo-poo on it and say that, it's a regular season game and this and that, and they'll make fucking excuses because guess what? They don't want to see Baltimore successful. That's all that is, and they definitely don't want to see this quarterback successful because to me, I don't even see how you do not like this kid, right? Because he's not getting it done the way you want him to get it done. He's not getting it done traditionally. Come on, man. Traditions are meant to be broken, right? And he's definitely breaking that shit. Think about that man putting his squad on his back like he's Allen Iverson in his prime, baby. My man AI, Lamar is the answer for real. And there were a lot of questions posed. And I think he answered those. So we'll definitely get into a little bit of a film study here. You know I got to get on the go along, get along gang. And I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I'm going to continue to be me. And we're going to talk to these haters. And we're going to put these haters' nose in it. Because guess what? Who's the first people to show back up if something doesn't go the way it should go? Or the way that you say it may go? Well, this aged well. Come on, man. All right? That's what it is, baby. So salute to the Baltimore Ravens for what they did. If we're talking about a complete team effort, that's what I think this was. It wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but are you going to be perfect playing the Kansas City Chiefs? No, right? There's a reason they are what they are. They are a fantastic franchise. They will be there for years and years to come. They're going to always have to get over that hump. That's just what it is. It's like playing the 49ers back in the day. People used to always have to get over that hump. So, hey, this time right now goes to my man Lamar Action Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, but next time you never know. So they got to keep working, keep grinding. But look at this, man. Even being able to revamp the offensive line, right? Have Alejandro Villanueva on the left side, and he looked much better. We were burying him after 1 week. That's why you can't go on small sample sizes either way, to be honest with you, right? It's just 2 games. We'll see how the rest of the season plays out. But like I said, in the lead up to this, in the lead up to the entire offseason, the Ravens can beat anyone. They should be a Super Bowl favorite just like anyone else with that type of talent, and they lost all this talent. 15 players on the IR, a lot of the top players on the team, and they're still finding ways to get it together. That's because that man putting people on his back. Down with the king, baby. You better get down with the king right now because I'm telling you, man. But listen, you know who don't want to get down with the king? People like this. What the fuck does this mean? That turnover from Mahomes was the key. Erase that. Ravens will lose. They're not good enough to beat the Chiefs on a normal. How, Sway? That doesn't make a bit of sense. I hate when people say, well, if you take this away and you, dude, live in reality. That shit happened. Right? Stop dealing in a fantasy world. That happened. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Just like people said in the comment section. Suppose you took away that play where Sammy Watkins slipped and they got a pick 6 out of it. You can't. It happened. Shut the fuck up. Stop being in the go along, get along game, right? And straighten up, right? Check this out right here. Your man Sammy Watkins working the hook here. And Lamar, if you see right there, like I tried to tell you about his improvements, he's even glancing off something like this. He's glancing off in the quick game. He's doing his thing, right? You can see him read from Lucy to Roger. Check it out. On the pull here. Look at it quick. You saw the quick glance? The quick glance. Look at this. Real quick. Just to see what may be over there. Look at his head right here. Come on, man. He's glancing that off. And then you got Watkins right here on the hook. He throws it. Look, Watkins slipped. He slipped. You're not going to point that out. You had people coming over here talking about but he threw 2 interceptions. We'll get to this next one right here. That was a bad throw. That was a bad read. This right here was not his fault. The dude, he slipped. He threw it inside where he was going to be. He was getting him out of trouble, but he slipped and couldn't get there. Threw it right to the honey badger, and that was all she wrote. But if you throw away Mahomes' interception, they win, Cletus. Get the fuck out of here, man. As an avid lover of the run game and smash mouth football, that's the reason why I absolutely love the Ravens. And that's why I love Greg Roman. He is the king at this shit, I'm telling you. Yeah, his passing prowess, maybe not up to snuff. You know what I'm saying? You can go with that, take that for what it's worth, but you cannot deny this guy's run game brain. And that's been like that since I've known about Greg Roman. Now look at this. So this is where all the pieces fit to me, right? First of all, you got Devontae Freeman in. I tried to tell this one dude who was acting like a complete idiot that Devontae Freeman's quickness is what separates him from a Le'Veon Bell on certain plays, and that makes it more germane to what J.K. Dobbins was doing. They needed somebody with that type of 0 to 60 quickness to be able to get up to speed extremely quick in some of these zone schemes to be able to circumvent the loss of a J.K. Dobbins. So what you get here is almost like a pin and pull tag, right? So a tackle and guard pull, but with some pin action to it. They're pulling both Zeitler and Macari here, who did a pretty good job on the right side as well. How versatile is that guy, right? And then you'll have what is going to amount to split flow action very quick with my man Devontae Freeman taking it off tackle. And then, of course, Ricard here doing his thing as well. This is a hell of a play. Check this out. Quick read, and that's what you want. Somebody who can get up to speed extremely quick. I want to see more of Freeman, actually, but they're going to do what they do. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to integrate him a little bit slower, but you can see right here, right? You're having to read off 2 players, but one of the players is going to be blocked here. So, right, you're going to read. They got inside shoulder force right here. So they want to force you to go outside, but guess what? It don't matter. You got Ricard there, so you got an answer for the question on the test right there. Gives it to Freeman. Freeman is known for sticking his foot in the ground and getting north-south. They tried some east-west shit with him later in the game I didn't like. That's not his game. He gets north-south, and he gets there in a hurry. He's full speed within his first 2 or 3 steps, and to me, that makes him valuable. Great block down here from the great Mark Andrews as well. This is Ravens football. Ravens football. Get it done unapologetically, however, wherever, by any means necessary, just get it done. I love it. I like this particular play here, this concept. Everyone always thinks that every time they see Jackson at a mesh point that it's some type of read option or a zone read. That's not necessarily the case. A lot of times there aren't unblocked defenders and free hitters. They're blocking it up. They just wanted it to have that type of action. But you'll get what amounts to pretty much a power O, right, or a counter O, because you're going to get Williams here. He's running a little bit of a counter game. It's a little bit different looking because you have kind of an offset pistol here. But you're going to be pulling Zeitler again. Then you're going to have first thing smoking from your boy Ricard here. And Williams does a great job navigating his block. He can be a very good player. I love his skill set. I told y'all that from the jump. I remember him at North Carolina and South Carolina. The guy has some serious skills, but he's got to be a little bit more consistent. Look at that. That's how you read a damn block. And that is blocked up to perfection. Make sure we're always looking at the big men here, right? Pause. Because that's where the game is. I always tell people, just like Pat Curran said, take your eye off the ball. You want to learn the game, take your eye off the ball. Stop talking about the quarterback all the damn time or every time you watch football. Take your eye off the ball and learn what's actually going on. Look at this. Look at the angling off action right here, right? You got a double at the point of attack with Powers and Villanueva here. And then you're going to have first thing smoking, or you're going to have your pull by Zeitler, and then the first thing smoking. That's who Ricard has to get. That's what they would call that. First thing smoking there. He does a good job of that. Look at him stick that foot in the ground, shoot off the inside hip there, and then he's off the pay dirt. But look at this. Bang! There she blows right there. He was lucky as hell. My man Devin Duvernay was Johnny on the spot with this, because we would have seen that man collecting splinters in his ass. He would have been on the bench so long had they not converted that into a touchdown there. So, but check this out. Here's the inconsistency of my man Tyson Williams. Now, this one I thought should have had a really good gain on it. Full house backfield, pistol full house, and you're going to get kinetic motion by Murray at the snap. Then look at this. Come on. First of all, let's see how the sausage is made. It's another one of these plays, right? This time they're pulling Ben Cleveland, Big Ben Cleveland in the game, right? Look like that. It looks like it could be one of those power reads, right? And you can see an unblocked defender here, but Lamar Jackson's not reading him. They just want to bluff this. They want to make it look like it's some type of mesh point or something like that, when reality is this guy stayed home, so you would think that Lamar Jackson would have kept the ball instead of sending Tyson Williams his way. But this is just a regular run play here, and he knows that he can outflank a defender here just by simply because it's such a wide run. But check this out. Remember how he shot off the inside hip? Latavius Murray out there doing work. Right now, stick that foot in the ground, shoot that here, lower that pad level, and get you some gain. What does he do? He tries to outrun it to the sideline. I was thoroughly confused when I saw that right there. They left some yards on the field on this particular play. I can't wait to see it again. I would like to see it ran with Freeman, though. That's his type of run right there. If you give him a little bit of space, he's going to stick that foot in the ground and get north-south, and he can do it extremely quick. They got all these different backs. Murray's damn good. What'd I tell you? What did I tell you? You had these lames, this cornball-looking dude come up on here talking about, oh, he's done and this, and I'm a Raider. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Nobody wants your opinion, and nobody cares about it. The guy can play football. Who cares what happened with the Saints? That's business. That's just football for you there. But he's clearly, in the Ravens scheme, he adds value. Tyson Williams, kind of a mix of Freeman and Murray. You know what I'm saying? So all these guys is a conglomerate, and these guys were not meant to be in the plans like that. That's how grave an organization Baltimore is. All right, real quick, did you see this on the telecast? Now, I don't want to get on Chris Collinsworth because I actually like Chris Collinsworth. I think he's a very good color commentator. But I understand you have to sell stuff in media. Believe me, everybody knows that is me having started at Bleacher Report and understanding the hook, right? How to hook a crowd and stuff like that. But they were talking about the read, right? The read portion of these offenses and reading unblocked defenders. So he's using this and he's like, well, they read Lamar and they let him use his legs, right? You'll see an unblocked defender, he gets to read this, and then it's all about the physicality portion of it. But then they did one for Patrick Mahomes and they say, oh, he gets to read and use his brain and throw the ball. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that makes no sense. We saw Lamar doing the same exact thing. What is this, sir? He's clearly reading this unblocked defender right here, this free hitter. Now look at him. He has to actually go from a different arm angle and everything and throw with anticipation right around this defender. Bang. Right on point to my man Hollywood Brown, who had a hell of a game, right? Shouts to Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown looking really good. He's taking that next step there. But is this not the same thing? Is he not using his brain to throw the ball on this particular read here, right? And then having to change his arm slot and everything to get it around this defender? We're not going to concentrate on that, but we can concentrate on that for Patrick Mahomes. Go along, get along, gang. Man, I feel like this is one like my boy AI, right? AI is one of my AI and Kobe, Peyton Manning, some other people from that time period, whatever. Those are like my guys, right? And I remember watching WGN when AI crossed up Jordan. I feel like this is one of those plays where we're like, damn, where were you at when Lamar did that crazy-ass pass on Monday Night Football? Now, check this out. Yeah, trips to the field here. You're going to have a stab route by Mark Andrews here. This is almost like a spacing concept. Going to have a quick hitch by Prochet, and then Hollywood Brown, I'm not sure if he was supposed to stop and then recognized it and kept going, right? I don't know if this was some type of sight adjust or something like that, but it was a hell of a play and a hell of a delivery by Action Jackson, baby. But check this part out right here, right? So now that it looks like it just could have been kind of a bang, right? Running that bang 8 or something like that. But as soon as he cleared right there, they occupied Tyrann Mathieu, who probably had to be deepest of the deep, I would imagine. And Prochet's hitch occupied him. and allow him to get there. But guess what? Boom. That's what really got it there was Lamar's pass. Look at this shit, man. I got to have a poster of this. I want a poster of this shit right here. Look at this dude, man. Getting up for the downstroke, throwing that bad boy, and that is extremely hard. You don't have your feet on the ground, so that's all body contortion, body control, that upper body strength to be able to get that almost like a damn hook shot in hoops and get that bad boy down, 20-something yards down the field, 15 yards down the field. Come on, I love from this angle right here. Man, I hope somebody took a picture of this and they could put this on a poster. Just right there. What's the best? Right there. That would be a hell of a poster right there. It's almost like a damn Sean Kemp dunk or some shit like that. Woo-wee. Type of athleticism, football intelligence, everything wrapped up on that play. Physicality and toughness from this kid. But hey, he doesn't look like you want him to look, right? He doesn't talk like you want him to talk. So you can't like him. Was really impressed with Alejandro Villanueva, sans penalty. But look at this. Much better going against Chris Jones, sinking those mud hooks in. Now, being 6'8", 6'9" at a tackle position there, you definitely want to get those levers involved. But remember, this man has steel rods in his back. His stiff ass. At least he looked like it in week 1, right? His broke back mountain or some shit like that. Because he could not bend. He had zero flexibility and everything. But him going against Chris Jones, I kind of feel bad for Chris Jones. I don't think he understands what it means to be an edge player. I just think he's better on it as an interior defensive player, and this experiment might not go well. I know J.J. Watt is great at being both, and he probably wants that type of accolades. But look at him right here, man. He's getting hemmed up by his shirt lapel, feeling the waiver like, I told your ass you ain't getting up in this club. You're not getting in this club right now. Look at that. Great base width here. Not bending too far over his skis. Well, he can't bend anyway, so you probably don't have no problem with that. But just keep that foot energy. The feet are firing at all times. Keep those feet firing, right? You don't want to be stagnant with that. You want to keep that energy going right there. You want to sink those mud hooks in, continue to battle. Great rep by Villanueva going against one of the better players in the NFL in Chris Jones. So this was a very interesting play here. Greg Roman dialed this one up. Caught these guys in man coverage. But I'm not sure if you caught him lazy or something because you had Ward and man coverage on Hollywood Brown. Looks like they could possibly bracket, or a guy like Sorensen would be off ball worrying about Mark Andrews. But if you see here, Hollywood goes in motion. Ward passes the responsibility. Now you got Hollywood the cross formation motion, and then you got Sorensen trying to get him on a wheel route. And then it's a wheel into a curl. And that's too much space for a guy like that to try to deal with a guy of the likes of Hollywood Brown. That is a hell of a pass play. Great throw by Action. And he was off to the races right there. You know who else is getting tired of the go along, get along game? Lamar himself. Spire. Come on, man. Look, he swapped that man. Look at that man. Hey, look, his eyes rolling in the back of his head from that shit. What's wrong with that man's jaw, man? He got a glass jaw or some shit. He got cherries, lemons, and bananas all in his eyes like a slot machine and shit. Lamar ain't playing, boy. Look at this. Boom. That man staggering and shit, right? That little shit right there sent that man to the upper room, man. You don't know what the upper room is, baby? The upper room. When Jesus sent that man to the upper room. Good Lord. Let's get it, Action. I'm concentrating on the offense. Obviously, I want to come back with some stuff on the defense there. But here's some more of that stuff that I like. My man, Pat Ricard. What are you doing? Look at this. Kind of meet that inertia right here. Man, I almost missed this. This right? This almost feels like practice when they just have you just line up and just coconut crack each other. Baya! Coconut cracks that man, then jacks him up by a shirt lapel. And look at the physicality and the leg drive here. Continue to work and turn, right? This man's partially paralyzed from the initial impact anyway, so he's pretty much done. But look at him wash his ass away like rain right there. Let Murray come. Continues to turn, right? Come on. Ricard, you talk about an unsung hero, right? And then gets him the fuck out of there, too. Like, man, get your ass up out of here. Come on, man. I love that, man. The hog molly's getting it in. So I mentioned this on the post-game thing right after the game here, and it's another one of these. Look at that. Lamar trying to lead these guys upfield, and they're staying stagnant, right? You got to have a static approach to this to be approaching the line of scrimmage because he's trying to lead you there. Hollywood Brown right here, he stops down there. Yeah, he stops, and then it makes Lamar look inaccurate. I was watching for this all Sunday, watching games and everything. Check this out. You got Big Ben to Deontay Johnson here. Now look where Big Ben is, and look where Deontay is, and then look where Deontay ends up because where Big Ben throws it. Leads him down the field, right? He wants him already to be in motion. He doesn't want him to catch it and then start running. It's a game of inches. If you lead him down the field, that's how this goes. I'm not sure why nobody's pointing that out, but they'll sit there and say that Lamar's inaccurate when he's doing what you're supposed to do as a quarterback. It's his teammates that are letting him down in those situations. First it was Tyson Williams, and then we just saw with Hollywood Brown. Another G-Row special. This time you're going to have answers on the test from both sides. 2 unblocked defenders here. Both edge players are unblocked. This one is being read, and you can see it right here. This is going to be blocked up. And then you're also going to have a cat. You're going to have cat action, center and tackle. You're going to have Bozeman on the pool. Same thing with your man Alejandro Villanueva coming out here. So they're going to have that blocked up. He's reading this guy, but his action is to come out the back door with Freeman here on the potential sweep. So this is some really intricate stuff there. Look at this. Both of these guys unblocked, but they leave him unblocked just so he can get mollywopped here by Bozeman, and he does. Bang! Alejandro Villanueva coming through with the lead. And look at him angle off Villanueva. Boom. Cut back right off that inside hip. And he does a great job, and he has eyes in the back. Just because I know how people are, they'll never talk about what you do. They talk about what you don't do. So I put a defensive play in here from Odafe Owe, right? He was definitely the star of the game. Now, listen, somebody was in the comments section. I might have to do something on this a little while. Your man said that he had Odafe Owe over Chase Young. And I'm like, come on now. Let's not go that far now. Odafe Owe is that dude, but Chase Young is that dude, if you get what I'm saying there. Odafe Owe, though, never know, though. You never know how these things work. Maybe he can be Chase Young. We shall see. He definitely had a great game, though. So we'll see him. Obviously, I think they did this on the telecast, so you'll see him with the check off here. And it's almost like he bumps the spy position. Just in case Patrick Mahomes, maybe they gave him the green light. Like if there's something there, if you spy him, but if he's setting up the pass, you make sure you get to him that way. So this was a good play by him. You have Chris Board manned up against Williams as well. And then you got your regular pass rush off the edge. So this was a good play. Really like this. Boom. Justin Houston working right here. Board and man coverage. And if you see right here, originally it looks like when he comes off, he checks up. And then he's like, all right, it's almost like a 2-gap experiment there. He's like, all right, I'm not going to let him get out of here. Look at him disengage from the block. Come on. That's some serious dexterity, first and foremost. Disengage from Creed Humphrey's block there. In the air, look, his arm all behind his back like Gumby and shit. He had to contort his body, and he still got there and was forcing this man to just throw it up. Boom. But listen, he's trying to make a play. As my man Les Vegas said, they were like, he's trying to make a play. If Lamar did that, they'd be in his ass. Pause. So there it is, man. We're going to have to stop right there. I want to come back with some defensive stuff. Not a good defensive game, but it's the Kansas City Chiefs, so that should be somewhat expected. But they did have some moments in there where I was like, man, they can put this together right here. Some guys had some really good moments out there. We see obviously from Odafe Owe, but some of the interior guys as well. Of course, Matabuke was doing this thing. I saw some good stuff from Anthony Averett as well. But overall, great win. Got over that hump. Your boy talked shit about it all offseason and was taunting the Kansas City Chiefs fan who kept showing up on the show, showing up on the channel talking trash, even though I've never, ever covered the Ravens before. But as soon as I did, I noticed Kansas City Chiefs fans will always come on the content and be like, We ain't scared. And remember I said, well, shit, if you ain't scared, then why you coming here talking about you ain't scared? Usually the people who are scared are the ones who have to announce that they're not scared. And we saw how that happened, what it ended up as, right? But it's your boy Murph, the Underground King. Thank you, Flock Wall Street. Thank you to everybody out there in the DMV, right? Or people from Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. You still got these people like, it's not the DMV. There's only one team in the D. Fuck out of here with that shit, man. Everybody in the Mid-Atlantic unite, you know what I'm saying, at least from those 3 areas right there, those 2 states in that one area. All right? But your boy Murph, the Underground King. Thank you for watching as always. With that being said, I am out. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.
I know how the haters are, so they're going to be like, oh, you didn't talk about the interception, man. Here's the interception, man. All this really boils down to is Lamar not looking this one off. Initially, it looks like it could be something real crazy. It could be an all go from the defense, but it actually wasn't. You see a couple of guys, I think both linebackers drop out. This particular linebacker drops and works underneath, so there'll be Bracken and Hollywood going here. So there's no reason to go there. That's double covered. But when you stare it down, especially with a bright player like Tyrann Mathieu, you lead him there anyway. And then he tried to lead that man, Hollywood Brown, and ends up throwing it right to Tyrann Mathieu. But you'll have, I think, Sorensen blitzing off the edge as well. So you still just get a 4-man pressure, but it looks like it's something at the beginning. It looks like it could be 0 coverage there. Everybody dropped off. Even I think the nose dropped off as well. So you had the 0 technique dropping off, and he just throws it to Tyrann Mathieu. He let him over there anyway. But that shouldn't have been thrown. Lesson learned. Hey, but of course, if he does it, then it's monumental. When everybody else does it, then it's nothing. So you know how that goes. All right, let's go.